You know what it is. You are tuned in to another episode of the Man Cave Sports Podcast, and what a great choice. But make sure you put some respect on it. The Man Cave Sports Podcast. Drop that beat. Yes, y'all. Yes, you are tuned in to another episode of the Man Cave Sports Podcast. Guess who driving the bus today? It's your boy Wildcard Mar, and you know what it is. I got my boys with me. We down one, but it's okay. I think we got a better replacement if you ask Mike T, but I'm not in that Twitter beef or nothing like that. But hey, my man Mike T in the building. My man Double J in the building. How y'all doing today, fellas? What's good?
Hey, man, all is well, man. Feeling good, feeling great, man. G-Money out there beach bumming it. So, hey, man, shout out to G-Money, man. Probably checking on that U.S. women's team because he predicted they was going to win. But, hey, all is well.
That's what's up. Mike T, how you feeling, baby?
When I predicted in my mind what I was going to do on this show when I came on, I thought I was going to take shots at G. But G is our ultimate sports guy. So he the slapping sport. He loves that too. He bets on that too. But what I will say is we definitely got a better quarterback on the show today.
Hey,
no doubt. Shots fired. And I'm glad that you said that because if you notice, we do have a special guest in the building with us. So 613 Faye Productions, the Man Cave Sports Podcast. Folks, get up out your seat for the one and only Coach Joe. What's happening, man?
What's going on, fellas? Appreciate y'all having me on.
Yes, sir.
What's up? That's what's up. Man, I can't wait to get started. And I can't wait to, pick more of your brain, Coach. But man, we're gonna try to see how you do on these sports topics around the other sports. So, but we're gonna start right here. Especially because my man Mike T is a big college football guy. We're going to start with all this reshifting in the NCAA. Like we talked about it last week, and it's sure enough, as we dropped the episode, Pac-12 is now the Pac-4. I mean, we talking about the 4-pack of the, whatever beer you like, you go ahead, go to the convenience store. That's what you're rocking with in the Pac-4. So I'm going to start with you, Mike. Man, what's up with all this reshifting? How you feel about it, man?
I don't like it, man. I don't like it. I'm not an old school guy to the fullest because I like change and things of that nature. We always talk about every day. I go to UniWatch every day. So I look at uniforms. I love different uniforms and things of that nature. But I do not like college football getting away from it being regional. I think it's going to hurt some of the kids as well. Because if you're not in those, I explained to y'all before, they want it to be 5 conferences. Mm-hmm. Well, if you're not in those 5 conferences, it's going to be harder for you to get looked at because those 5 conferences are going to be so big that those 5 conferences are going to be the only thing that's really going to be on TV to watch. Everybody don't have money to pay for streaming. For example, I watched Jackson State pretty much. I watched every single Jackson State game that Coach Prime coached. Most of them was on ESPN Plus.
Yep.
So I had to pay to watch it. So that's what's going to happen to a lot of these teams, to these kids. They're not going to get the exposure. But I mean, they say if you're a dog, you're going to get seen. Yeah. So I just don't want. It's greed, man. It's hypocritical as well because they preached for so many years they couldn't pay these kids because tradition of amateur sports and things of that nature. And you keep making these leagues getting bigger for more and more money.
Yeah.
Like, first it was we didn't have enough money, which they was lying.
Yeah.
Then
share the money, man. That's what it is. Then
they started getting a gazillion amount of money. And they was like, all right, we'll let y'all get y'all a little bit of money yourselves. You know what I'm saying? And now they and I've been reading, they want to pull that back.
Yep.
They want to put more stipulations on NIL.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, it's going to happen. It's coming down.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's something that has to happen, to be honest. I mean, the NIL. I mean, I get it. The players, excuse me, they deserve some level of compensation for the monies that they're bringing into the universities. But I mean, it's the Wild West out there, man. I mean, nobody knows where this money's coming from. Is it coming from boosters? Is it coming from businesses? Is it coming from who? From where? It's just, it has to be regulated.
Okay.
There has to be some type of regulation with it, or it is going to create a situation where you've got a Division I, and then you've got a Division I AA, and then you've got FCS. Like, it's almost going to be 3 Division I's now, because you're going to have these programs like Alabama's, the Ohio States, that can afford to pay these kids ridiculous, obscene amounts of money, that the smaller, I mean, not even really small, but just the guys that aren't competing for national championships every year, they're not going to have the money to pay them.
The Boise
and
State.
It's going to create a division.
Yeah.
Well, see, and that's the thing. The Boise's can't afford it. It's going to be with, like Coach is saying, like I'm just going to throw somebody out there. And I don't mean no disrespect to them, but like the Kent States.
Yeah.
Right.
I got you.
Oh, the Toledos.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not really going to be fair. And to Coach's point as well, because those teams are going to pay those players to go there and be there, a lot of those kids are going to get lost. Though that is getting money, they're going to get lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So what's the incentive once you get paid?
Hey, here's another point that I want to throw in here real quick, and then I'll come to you, Jay. You remember how, Backyard State would go play Alabama week 1, go get a check to get beat up. You get all these power conferences, you're going to probably bleed out those matchups in week 1, probably go to conference play, but you're going to schedule your weaker opponent in your conference first and play them instead of playing Backyard State in week 1. So that might, in a way, take away money from your Backyard State, because they get funded for that.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll take our lumps, but thank you for the check. So it's kind of one of those things. Jump in here, Jay, about this realignment and reshifting in the NCAA.
We kind of spoke about it, but I like change, but I'm gonna miss the rivalries. A lot of the rivalries that we've grown to like are gonna probably be gone from now with all this realigning. Obviously, they're trying to get the super conference, I believe, at some point in time. It's working towards that. It's greed, it's money, right? Like, so it's good and it's bad, you know what I'm saying, to a degree. So we'll probably get used to it once it fully develops, but it's just like, man, we missed some of those rivalries, and hopefully at some point in time they can give us a game, like bring back some of those rivalries, whether it's for a holiday game or both, you know what I'm saying? Bring something back, kind of like, when they do the invitational games in college basketball, how they give you like a few little preseason games or some sort. So maybe they can give us, some of that, but I miss it. I'm going to miss some of the rivalries from that standpoint, but I see what they're doing, and it sucks, man, to a degree. It's pros and cons to it.
I know, we get it. It's some real No, but now go ahead, Coach.
No, I mean, you guys are hitting all the right points. It's just it's turned into a cash grab, and in a lot of cases, it's got kids choosing schools for the wrong reasons. They're choosing schools based on, well, how much money are you gonna give me, instead of, well, does this school have what I major in?
Mm-hmm.
Do I like the campus? Do I like this? Do I like that? Because let's be honest, I don't care how good these kids are. Not all of them to get NIL deals coming out of high school are going to the league.
That's true.
So you're going to have to have something else to fall back on.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just went to Ohio State because they sang you a good song and wrote you a check for this, that, and the other, and you wanted to major in engineering and they have a terrible engineering program. I don't know that about Ohio State. I'm just giving an example.
Yeah.
You didn't choose a school based on the education part. Now you're putting yourself at a disadvantage if football doesn't work out for you as being your career.
That's a great point. That's a great point right there. And last point, and we'll move on for this. They're making all these decisions based off of revenue from football and only football. They're not making this decision based off as an athletic program as a whole with all your other departments, basketball, volleyball, softball, baseball. They're not having all that in consideration. This is strictly based off of revenue from football. Don't get me wrong. We know how much money is getting brought in from football, but they're not making that decision with everybody in mind. They're making it strictly off of football revenue. But
the Big East died.
Yeah. Big East been gone for a minute, man, and that's crazy.
And they're coming back now, bouncing back a little bit with basketball because they're back now. But
the American Conference now, ain't that what they call it?
No. Big East is back and
Big
back.
East there?
Yeah, no, they left. It was done. It died. But they brought it. They brought it back.
They got resurrected. Oh.
Yeah, it's back. It's back now. And basketball only though. I think it's only basketball.
Yeah. Word. Okay. Yeah, well, Big East, my bad. I thought y'all were gone. My bad. Okay. But let's move on. We'll stay in the world of football. So, a former coach that I'm used to, he's now down in Washington. He's the offensive coordinator. Eric Bieniemy is ruffling a little feathers with his players. They didn't even go to him. They went to Ron and said, "Hey, man, he's too intense. I don't like this, coach. What's up? What's up with your boy?" That's what they did. And I'm going to go to Mike last because I saw his face, but I need to come to you first, coach. Man, what do you think of this situation when you got NFL players making some good money going to the head coach complaining about it's too intense from Eric Bieniemy?
Yeah, I mean, that's why we as Washington fans, long-suffering Washington fans, haven't had much to cheer about for a while because we haven't had intensity in practice. We haven't had accountability in practice. And, we preach at the high school level, practice like it's a game, and then the game becomes like practice. So yeah, they got a little cushy sitting there, getting their money, playing ball, because when you are supremely talented, like, let's not kid anybody, all these guys are, to make it to the league, you are in the upper echelon.
Facts.
Sometimes you get there and you think I made it, and you think the work is over. And the guys that end up being the greats, the guys that end up being your Pro Bowlers and the Hall of Famers are the ones that get there and they're not comfortable. They want to keep going. Yeah. So now with the comments that you're referencing, and again, I don't know this to be true. I did hear something after the fact that Ron said that he said it the wrong way and that players weren't necessarily complaining. I don't know all the details about that. But regardless, if Bieniemy's riding their ass hard, pause, I'm all about it.
My man.
Hey, I'm all about it too. Jay, jump in here, man. The whole situation, man. Come on, man. Talk to us.
It was just really the whole situation is suckerish to me. The fact that the player even complained to the coach that, hey, this coach is too intense. Like, just imagine, and coach, just imagine like one of your players coming to you and say, hey, man, you coaching me too hard. It's too intense. Like, it's mind-boggling, right? Like, I get it. They're paid. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, like, you hate to see it because Washington just got this new energy about them, right? They just got rid of Dane Snyder. They just got a new owner, and it's like a really good energy and buzz about them. And then this comes out. You know what I mean? I just don't think that Ron Rivera should have leaked this information to us. And like Coach said, man, if you want to move forward in the right direction, you need that intense coaching and, to help you get there. Eric Bieniemy comes from, Kansas City, 2 chips, you know what I'm saying? So he has that formula he knows what it takes to get there. So I hate to see that happen, and hopefully, they can move past that and this will be something in the past, but I didn't like it. And then he said something about Jack Del Rio as well. It was like, hey, he's kind of like player friendly, and he, I didn't like the whole setup of the dynamic of the situation. It kind of made it look like Coach Bieniemy may not be ready for a coaching job. Kind of how I took it.
Hey, that's a good point. Point. I mean, we talking about a guy that's been, touted as probably one of the best candidates to get a head coaching job year after year after year after year, and somehow he's still an offensive coordinator. Mike, jump in here, man.
Okay. Just when I started to think to ease up and say I was about to be a fan again, this punk ass shit happens. Dog, I'm not going to talk about how talented they are. Coach did that. How much they get paid? Coach did that. What Jay just said about the potential head coaching spot. I'm going to focus on Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera, I'm telling you, for the sake, and I just got back being a Commanders fan. I haven't been a fan since 2016. I'm telling you, for all of us, don't go to the playoffs and see what happened to you. All right?
He gone.
No. Don't start 0-3. We're not even giving you past 3, bro. We're getting you out of we really want you gone, because that's why we hired Eric. That's why we hired him. For real, let's call his spade. We want you gone. We trying to do it a nice way, but you're trying to hate on the man so you can buy yourself some time. Hey, dog, I've never seen another coach ever tell us that his players don't like his coach on his staff.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at it from a conspiracy theory standpoint, it does kind of make sense, because with the ownership group coming in, Ron's not their guy. And it's not to say that they don't like him, but they didn't pick him.
But here's the thing. I'm not even going through that. That's what I'm saying, that how bad of a coach Ron is. He ain't probably even thinking about that. That's probably what really just came to his mind, and he was like, you know what? I'm going to say it.
Yeah, I mean, he is honest to a fault. I've noticed that.
To the fans,
yes,
we might say it's a conspiracy. His riverboat Ron
is sailing.
He just say whatever he say. So he might have really had that conversation with some players, and the players said that. And
been on that riverboat to Montgomery, Alabama. Better chill out, Ron.
I prove my point here. Jamal Charles had problems with Eric Bieniemy. LaShawn McCoy did. Jamal Charles, by the end of his career, was praising EB.
Mm-hmm.
LaShawn McCoy had problems with him. Tyreek Hill had problems with him when he first got to know him. Most of their star players had problems with him when they first got to know him. Not one time did Andy Reid tell us that.
That's valid. That is valid. And I mean, and the best players want to be coached hard. I mean, we had that exact conversation today at the end of practice.
That's like Coach Nassau being like, having a press conference and it being like, yeah, hey, Urso, man, I don't know what he's doing, because our players keep telling us he's calling bad calls on third down. Like, what?
It's wild.
It's bad, man.
That's horrible.
But I'm looking at
no, it ain't good.
Hey, to validate your point, Mike, Coach Ron, you have to have your coaches back on this situation. You got to have your coaches back. Now, that's that part. Now, the other part is to the players, like Jay said, Eric Bieniemy just went to 5 straight AFC championship games, 3 Super Bowls, 2 chips. I think he knows what he's doing. He got a formula. He was part of something successful. You ain't won nothing. I think it'll be wise to kind of take the coaching from a person that comes from a pedigree of winning and insert it into what's your game that you already have. And come on, you level up. You level up.
I forget what you're talking about. I'm telling you what's wrong with him. That's what I'm going to do. As Riverboat Ron said, man, I'm going to tell you what's wrong with everybody except Carson Wentz. Y'all remember last year he was defending Carson Wentz bum ass?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember he forgot how many games he won, and he didn't realize the playoff situation. He on his way out.
I got the coach choking up. Yes. Yes. That's how we do it on this show. I don't play. Come listen, Ron. Joe Gibbs is rolling over in his grave right now, man. Jim Zorn is rolling over in his grave right now, man.
I don't think he's dead, though.
I know. That's the point. Steve Spurrier rolling over. He down South Carolina, rolling over. What dog?
Yeah.
This gotta be the stupidest. Like him and Jay Gruden are the last two coaches of this team. They have to be the dumbest coaches ever. Jay Gruden, when he first got here, first press conference he got here, he said, "I'm gonna fix the quarterback." My man, this is your first time ever being a head coach. The boy won Rookie of the Year. What are you talking about?
Man.
Hey, man.
This fool. Hey, my offensive coordinator mean, man.
Players don't like him.
Players don't like him.
Oh, wow.
It's wild.
It, man.
Hey, and the crazy thing is, besides Shady, LaShawn McCoy got some beef with everybody. I'm not going to speak on that, but there's a lot of players, like you said, Mike, that, you know, they got their feathers ruffled by EB in the beginning, but then after their career is done, or they moved on, or they're done playing, they like, yo, Bieniemy is a guy. He's gotten a seal of approval from Patrick Mahomes. What else do you need?
Pat just spoke up for him.
What more do you need?
Yeah, there was a few players that spoke up for him. Pat, Tyreek, all the star players, basically.
Sam Howell better not have been complaining about no damn Eric Bieniemy.
Hey, Sam Howell got to worry if he's that guy or not. That's what he need to worry about. But I think what it comes down to is, like Coach said, they get the money, and sometimes you get complacent. You made it, and they lose that fire. They lose that drive. Here's a guy that's going to make sure you don't lose that fire and that drive. Hey, man, take constructive criticism. Take it as it is. Matter of fact, we all play ball. Hey, man, you got to coach me hard, because you got to push these guys to do things that you need them to do and get out their own head, because it's all mental. We need you to break through that mental block anyway. But I think it's the money. But speaking of money, somebody got paid. Somebody got paid, and it's that boy Anthony Davis down in LA. Mr. Glass himself got paid. I mean, big money. He's going to be down with the Lakers for a minute. I think it's a 3-year deal. Let me double check it, get it right, because I ain't trying to mess up a man's money. So, but he got a 3-year deal, the richest contract in NBA history. I'm gonna pull the numbers up, but Jay, man, go ahead and speak on how you feel about Anthony Davis getting that big contract money, man.
I don't really know, man. I guess
5 years, $189 million. There.
Ooh. Is it a no clause in there? No trade clause?
He got it all. He got the works, dog.
No trade clause in that contract?
Got the works.
Man. We all know what Anthony Davis talent-wise, like he has the talent, but this is always his availability, and that's what it comes down to. Is he gonna be that guy for you? Once LeBron, it's no way I don't see LeBron being there for 5 years. So he's gonna basically, I guess, be taking over the team. But they're invested in him. Let's see if he can give him the money, give him the in return. We saw what he did when LeBron went out. He was pretty good, but hey man, these new NBA contracts, man, what can you say? So I don't know. We'll see, but he's got a track record of staying injured and not being available, and that's what hurts him. So that no trade clause, we've seen how that worked with Bradley Beal. Man, that's the Lakers.
And let me correct myself. It's an extension of 3 years, $177 million, an average salary of pretty much $60 million per year.
I mean, hey, Jaylen Brown got his bag, and hey, he's not even the best player on his team. A lot of people can argue. So, hey, and that's no shot to Jaylen. You know what I'm saying? He's a great player, and but I mean, like when you think of Boston, you think of Jason Tatum. I mean, is Anthony Davis going to be available in that best player for you when LeBron is moved on? So he has the talent in the world to do it. The Lakers invested in him, and we're gonna see if he can live up to that contract, because he got paid.
Mike, jump in here, man.
Hey man, listen. I'm not even gonna talk about them. I'm gonna take my time to talk to my buddy Adam Silver. Adam Silver, I keep telling you better do something. You keep paying these players this top dollar for bare minimum. This one of them dudes that come on, man. I'm about to quit podcasting and just go try for the G League because they probably making $10 million sit on the bench on the G League team. This is ridiculous. I don't get it. You play less games, you get more money.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yo, NBA is going to be 82 games, and the backs players in like 15 years, they're going to play 26 games. Watch what I tell y'all. Watch.
It's crazy, man.
Oh,
This
they
guy
already
got
putting this
awarded
up
an extension. He got awarded an extension, and how many games did Anthony Davis play this year? Let me look that up.
I think he played like 50, 51.
And he's got an extension.
Yeah, you got
You realize how crazy that is? If you go to work half the time or less than half or barely more than half the time, they're not giving you no promotion.
He played 56 games this past.
Oh my gosh.
So that's about 2/3 of the season. 2/3 of the season.
Adam Silver, dog, I keep telling you all the time, man, every time we do an NBA topic, you have to do something about these players, bro. I understand people get injured and things of that nature. Cool. But don't pay them like they freaking superstars and they're not out there acting like superstars. I saw a stat about Michael Jordan, and I always kind of argue LeBron versus Jordan stats and who's the GOAT. But I saw a stat about Michael Jordan that I was like, you know what, it's LeBron, it's not even a question. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. Let me tell you what it says. Let me see if I can find it. Can I find it? Nope, I cannot find it. But what it said was, in 3 years, Michael Jordan won a gold medal, 3 rings, 2 MVPs, and didn't miss one game.
Mm-hmm. In a 3-year span.
Well,
or 32-month span. I think it was a 32-month.
I think it was like 32 months span. That's
yeah.
You see the same picture I see. Yep.
Yeah.
So, come on, bro. I mean, I'm not against anybody getting their money, but come on, man. Like, this is ridiculous. Basketball players, dog. Everyone should just breed a basketball player. Seriously, if you got kids, why are you wasting your time with other sports?
Well, we don't want all the kids to go to other sports. We got Coach here; he need a job, so we
need some.
Yeah. So, Coach, jump in here, man. Anthony Davis getting that big extension, man.
Man. I mean, they gave him a 3-year extension to play 52 total games in the 3 years. I mean, it's like I need that kind of ratio. But
you both.
It must be nice, but I mean, hey, again, professional sports at the end of the day is a business, and the Lakers are paying all that money because saying they got Anthony Davis on their team is going to put butts in seats. And that's what it boils down to. And it doesn't seem like the last few years, there's less emphasis on developing players in the NBA. And it's more so of who can I get that's already established. It's like teams aren't developing their own talent anymore. Take a guy in the second round. Like the Wizards did, for example. Beal was a guy, he was a first-round pick, but he wasn't somebody that thought, oh, damn, he's going to be the man when we got him. And he developed into something. Now, granted, they fumbled the ball after that, but teams aren't developing their own talent anymore.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Hey, Coach, are you a Wizards fan?
I'm a DC fan for everything. So, I mean, I'll be honest, over the last couple of years, I haven't really had the time to watch much NBA. I mean, I follow it loosely.
No reason for you to watch. You're from the watch.
It's so much not the same game I grew up with.
It's not.
I mean, I'm 44, so I grew up, you had Dominique, you had Mike, you had Bird, you had Magic. You had all these great rivalries,
Defense.
Right. They played defense.
Even in the 2000s, you had Iverson, Ray Allen, Tim Duncan, T-Mac, Kobe. You know what I'm saying? You had players that it's not even just players. It's just a different game.
Let me play devil's advocate. They got names now. Not all of them are like Anthony Davis and Davis.
Nah.
No, they got names now, but now the guys are buddy-buddy with each other.
That's true.
Back then, it was, this is my team. I don't need your ass. You go play on your team and see if you and your boys can beat me and my boys. There wasn't any Dominique, Michael Jordan team up.
Well, they couldn't because they didn't have free agency.
Well, but I mean, you didn't see AI going out to get other people. Like that was his team.
Yeah.
He was the Sixers. There was that one star that it was their squad.
Mm-hmm.
And now you got guys jumping from here to there because they want to play with their buddies and they want to team up to get a big 3 or a big 4. And it's watered the game down.
Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Okay, so I agree to a certain degree, but being the Iverson guy that I am, I'm going to say, no one wanted to play with him.
That's part of it too.
They tried multiple times. They drafted Larry Hughes. They drafted Tim Thomas. They brought over Kyle Korver. Kyle Korver didn't become who he was until he left. Lou Williams didn't become who they drafted. Lou Williams as well. He didn't become who he became until Iverson left. And I'm an Iverson guy, but nobody can play with him. And see that era, I give you the 90s. I give you the 90s, Dominique and all them, because those guys were dogs. But the 2000s era, the reason why I can't give that is because really it was teams then. It was super teams then. People just don't want to admit it because we're old.
That's when it started, yes.
Yes. That's when it started. For example, Iverson was a one-man army. T-Mac was a one-man army.
Right.
Vince was a one-man army for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? There was one-man armies, but there was Shaq, there was Karl Malone, there was Gary Payton, and Kobe.
Right, and that was honestly that one and the Celtics when Kevin Garnett came over there.
Yep.
That was really the first 2 bursts of we're going to try to create a super team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because like the Bulls had that happened almost organically, obviously with the exception of them bringing Rodman in.
The first repeat was organic, like you said.
Right.
Yeah?
Pippen was there, Jordan was there, all those guys were there. They were, grown talent from the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Magic, they tried to do it back when they had T-Mac, because I don't know if y'all remember, they got Grant Hill, and then they were getting ready to get Tim Duncan, and then Doc Rivers blew that because he was like, he blew that and was just like, you can't have significant others or whatever on the plane or something like that. And then,
silly, bruh.
Yeah. So they tried it. It was definitely, they tried it back then, but Doc Rivers was hating. But then he allowed it when he became the coach of the Celtics when he wanted KG.
They would have beat him up.
But NBA is a different game. It really is. Is nothing that we grew up to. I still watch it, but hey, it's 3-point or bust. I get it. That's just what it's moving to.
Yeah,
that's true.
And of course, man, some of these guys that are in the NBA that we just talking about, they are representing Team USA, the country in the FIBA World Cup. So, Jay, did they do enough in that exhibition game against Puerto Rico to give you any type of confidence that they gonna medal?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't even watched the game against Puerto Rico, man. They should beat Puerto Rico, right? Like they no disrespect to Puerto Rico, but they should beat Puerto Rico. Now, they play Spain on Sunday, I believe. So that's going to be the real test to see how they look and what they're going to be moving forward. They don't have the most household names on this team. I'm kind of feeling like they're not going to place. They might get that third, but I don't think they're going to go no higher than third, if anything. But I'm gonna see how they gonna go against Spain, and I'm gonna drop a short, and then we're gonna go from there. But yeah, they should beat Puerto Rico. Who was the other team they played before that? Like,
I think that was their first showcase.
They should have beat them too. All I'm saying, right? They should have beat them, right? So we're gonna see how they fare against Spain, and depending on how they do and what I see, we'll go from there.
Bad. Jump in here, Mike, because I know you've always kind of been very critical of Team USA, man.
I think you're being disrespectful to G Money right now. I think you didn't. I don't think you called him by that proper name, Dream Team 4. That's what G Money. The way G Money said it. I mean, dog, this is ridiculous. So unlike Jay, I did watch the game just so I could talk trash. They beat. Put it this way: the Bounce beat All Star versus Mo County game was a better game. They made Austin Reeves look like freaking Michael Jordan. Anthony Edwards looked like Michael Jordan mixed with Magic. And it was against Puerto Rico. We own Puerto Rico. Enough said. We should have beat. Why wouldn't we beat Puerto Rico in basketball?
Yeah.
If anything, we're going to pay the refs. We have to beat them. Okay? We can't let them beat us. Now we go over to Spain. We might lose by a lot. Or we might win, but we ain't going to win by a lot. This team is like the NBA, like, damn, like, the only person that would make the team probably for real, if this was like the best 12, would maybe be Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, that's the only person I want to see.
This is like the NBA. Like this is like it's all. It's like if the NBA had a strike and they used just random people.
That is the replacement. Stop. Stop, man. Hey, stop. You can't.
Am I lying? Bobby Portis is on the USA team. Come on, bro.
And I heard he hit a three and started doing some crazy stuff to the side, like put his tongue out or something like that, was showing off or something.
Blaylock being on the USA team, bro.
Man, I ain't heard that name in a while.
Freaking Stacey Augment on the USA team.
I can't with you, bro.
It's the truth. Am I lying?
I mean, obviously for basketball heads, there's some guys on here, but if
no, it's not.
Come on, B.I. Brandon Ingram ain't nice. Brandon Ingram, Tyrese
nice, but he's a good complimentary piece.
Bro, since 1992, we've had the best of the best playing. And you just said to me, Brandon Ingram.
Okay, it's not the best representative of the talent from USA.
With Dominique Wilkins on the dream team? No. Is Brandon Ingram better than Dominique Wilkins? Hell no. This is like Rick Smits on the dream team.
Hey, man, come on, bro. Rick Smits? Come on.
I'm just saying, if you just name a name, talk about Brandon Ingram. Woo!
Oh, I'm conceding. I'm with you. Is not the best representative of
bro, talk about basketball heads know who the hell they are. No, we don't.
I get what you not. See, I know what you're doing. Nah, but I will say this. It's not a guarantee for USA to get the gold because you look at how the game of basketball has evolved. The NBA is more European style of basketball. That's how the game's going. And hey, you can't dismiss Spain. You can't dismiss some of these European teams that have got guys that have been playing together for years. So that's where the advantage that they get, because when you get that camaraderie and they've been playing 4 or 5 years together and they're repeating pretty much the same roster. Like you said, Mike, this is a whole bunch of guys thrown together from NBA teams. You're not going to automatically get that clicking right away. So you're pretty much in games, pretty much still trying to figure out how to play with each other. So I think that's a huge disadvantage for Team USA. Any thoughts on this, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, and that's what you said about the world kind of catching up. That is because of the 92 team. That's because of what that 92 team did and showed on a world stage. And then the rest of the world fell in love with basketball, even more so than they were. You know, I mean, if you guys watched, I'm sure you did, the Redeem Team documentary, you know, a lot of those players that were playing for Spain and playing for those other countries, they either witnessed the Dream Team when they were kids or heard about it from their parents when they were young. I mean, that's what has caused the world to raise their game. Now, you know, the question I guess USA basketball has to ask is, why can't we get our best to come out anymore? You know, is it a money thing? Is it that it's 2023 and people don't have the same, you know, patriotic pride when it comes to the Olympics? Is, you know, what is it? You know, that's really the question that they have to ask is why in 92 did we have the best guys chomping at the bit to be on this team? And now we struggle to pull more than a couple recognizable names here and there.
That's a great
point. You know, and I don't have that.
Isaiah Thomas still mad he was left off that dream team. He's still mad.
Here's the crazy part, and I'm gonna name the coaches. So you got Steve Kerr, Eric Spoelstra, Tyronn Lue, and Mark Few from Gonzaga. There's some good coaches that you got on here.
Yeah, there's some good coaches.
You know, the 4 team had a good coaches too. That don't mean nothing.
But they ain't playing.
Hey, but we'll see.
The coach is better than the damn team.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, hey, man, like
that coaching staff
before I put the spot.
I ain't messing with you, man.
Steve Kerr still had a few threes. You know what I'm saying? With him.
Hey, man, we almost at parking this bus, but we got one more thing we gonna wrap up with. Obviously, Team USA FIBA, we hope that they do their thing. But one Team USA that let us all down, and especially me, because I was rooting for the ladies. Man, the ladies of Team USA got knocked out in the first game of the 16 knockout round. Jay told y'all, I didn't want to listen, but he told us, man, Jay, go ahead, flex real quick that you was right.
I don't want to flex because I was actually rooting for them. I was hoping that I was trying to be, reverse psychology, and I was hoping that it would give them some motivation to go out there and do their thing. But obviously, it backfired. They played a great game. I won't discredit them from that. They played a great game, and they lost in the penalty shot. Megan Rapinoe, it went high, and they back here with us. G Money trying to get an interview with him now.
I'm just gonna say real quick, like, man, ladies, I was just so disappointed that it just happened like that. Hey, y'all did play y'all best game, but I gotta speak on sometimes you gotta know when to let go of and not be scared of change, as in start bringing in your newer guard, your newer talent, and start riding with them. I think they was trying to ride the old guard that got them to this, number one ranking too long in the tournament and kind of backfired. Real quick, Coach, kind of speak on it, like when, as a coach, when do you know when to move on from some of your veteran players? Like they still got the talent, but they may not have the, ability to play a full game. And you still got younger guys that are very talented, but they're green in situations that are very at high stakes. So kind of speak on when you pull that trigger to, make the switch.
Well, I mean, it's tough because I haven't been in that position coaching at the high school level. When you guys get to their senior year, that's when they are getting to their prime. But, having played professionally and seeing it comes down to, is the level they're at or below where the potential for this person, the next person behind them, can be. So if you're looking at the quarterback position, if a guy's giving you, performance at a 70% success rate, I'm not talking completion percentage, but you're 70% happy with what he's got, but he's got maybe a year left or two. And then you've got a rookie behind him that in practice, he may be giving you 68, close to that 70, but he's got his whole career ahead of him. At that point, yes, there is a matter of how long has that person been with your organization? How loyal are you to them? Yada, yada, yada. Do you, it depends on the guy, honestly. Let's take a guy like a Peyton Manning, for example. Peyton Manning gave so much to that organization. He deserved to leave on his terms, to not be in a situation where he were to get benched and bring somebody else in. Whereas if you get a guy who it's his third team in his 15-year career and he's been okay, but he's never been the guy, the coach is not going to think twice about bringing in the new guy. So I think a lot of it depends on the longevity and what they've given to that program. So, I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to fake. I don't watch women's soccer. I don't know a thing about it. I know the name Megan Rapinoe. I know she's been around for a long time. So my assumption is it's probably a situation like that. She's given so much to their program that they thought, okay, she deserves to end it the way she wants to end it on her terms, instead of now she's going to be relegated to a backup.
Got you. And you're actually kind of correct on your assumptions. I think there's a lot of assessment a lot of people had with the women's soccer team. You're like, you're riding the old ladies too long, because But that's why I wanted to get that perception from you, Coach, because I think it plays a part on what could have been or what might have been with women.
Sure.
But Mike, you want to jump in on it real quick before we shut the door?
Just real quick, bro. I'm glad they lost. I'm glad they lost. I mean, what do we say, Mar, all the time? America be
on some shit. Hey,
what did Coach just say about basketball? The world caught up.
Mm-hmm.
The world caught up. We've been kicking tail for so long. I think the same thing that might happen with the basketball team is going to happen. Just happen with the women.
Mm-hmm.
We not putting the best team out there.
Yeah.
Not to go back to the basketball, but if we had our best 12 out there, we would have beat Puerto Rico by 100 points. If we would have had our best women's available team out there, we would have beat these teams probably like we was beating them back in the day. But we had the Megan Rapinos on the team that we were trying to give their, I guess that curtain call to.
True.
Which they, in fairness, they kind of deserve.
They do deserve it.
But did they really?
Uh-oh.
And that's the hard part.
And this is why I say that. Meg and them just repeated a cycle that had already been happening. They got popular because of who they were, quote unquote. They became influencers in social media. But Mia Hamm and all of them girls weren't getting the same thing, and they were crushing women.
Yep. You got a fair point.
So, and they didn't get that. When it was time for them to go, they got ushered out. It wasn't no curtain call for them because the Megan Rapinos was coming in because the cycle was turning.
Yeah.
Is it kind of an ego thing? This is probably why they lost because, again, we never seen this. When it was time for the new girls to come in, the older girls moved out. Like Mia Hamm we don't know what the hell Mia Hamm is. I haven't seen Mia Hamm in 20 years.
She showed up to one of the games. She was there.
But you had to watch the game to know that she was there. Nobody was sitting up on Twitter posting, "Hey, Mia Hamm's there."
Yeah. At 5 o'clock in the morning.
and tell the other. This is how bad it is. The one that did the rant on ESPN,
Carly Lloyd,
yeah.
I forgot all about her.
Yeah, she was part of the success too. Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. They bowed out gracefully. They went away.
Yeah, I feel you.
Meg kind of, I'm at the ESPYs. I'm there. Let the younger girls. Dennis Rodman's daughters on the team. Dennis Rodman's daughters on the team, and most of America have no clue.
Yeah, that's fair. Fair point. Fair point, man. Hey, and that's how we gonna end the show, man. Man, Mike, make sure we pulled in the bus in a good way. Hey, I see you, my guy, but man, great episode, Coach. Man, if anybody's in the DMV area, which high school should they come check you out at, man?
So Blair High School, Silver Spring, Maryland. Montgomery Blair. We're right on University Boulevard, Colesville Road, playing Friday nights all season. So we'll be out there.
Pack it out. Y'all hear that, DMV? Pack it out. And of course, you can find me, Wildcard Mar, KC Wildcard Mar on the Twitter. Double J, Jae Jones. Where can the people find you at, man?
Hey, Jae Jones on all 4 social media platforms, Twitter, IG, Facebook, and TikTok. And y'all can find me on Spill at Jae Jones as well. Catch me and Mar on Twitter Spaces on Saturdays. 11 p.m., man. Saturday, Sundays as well. And The Man Cave Sports Group on Facebook. Check me out.
That's what's up, Mike, man. Give them the socials where they can find you at, my guy.
Man, I'm about to change my social on Twitter to G Money Sucks 304. Watch. By the end of watch. G Money Sucks. Everybody love Mike T on Instagram, Michael Turner on Facebook. You can find us everywhere on 613, Google, Apple, Spotify, and YouTube as well. All of our groups, Four Corners, Man Cave Sports Group. Well, actually, you won't find me in any groups. I'm still in Facebook halfway. I got like 12 more days, I believe. Let me see real quick.
Free Mike T.
Well, they did that like 10 years ago. That's 9 more days. I got more till I can get back in the group. So
that's what's up. We gonna ride for you like they ride for Tory Lanez. Anyway.
Slow down.
I'm back.
Slow down.
Hey man, the bus is parked, man. Y'all make sure y'all come back.
Hold on. I got one more thing. Y'all ain't see what OJ said?
No, we
I
ain't.
did.
Oh Lord.
I did.
Hey, Jay, man, shut the door before we get wild. We out. We'll see y'all next time, man.